Yes, welcome back to ROAD to Wembley with Sancho's Bank. It was the final round of matches, or the final day of group matches at the Euros yesterday, and of course the tournament saved the best for the last. Let me first go through all the results. Spain finally arrived at the Euros after a couple of boring draws. They beat Slovakia by 5-0 to move into the round of 16. Sweden finished on top of Group E. They beat Poland by 3-2. Germany 2, Hungary 2, the Allianz Arena in Munich, and in Budapest it was Portugal, the reigning champions, moving on to the next round after a 2-2 draw with France. The world champions had already qualified before yesterday's matches. Let's start with that match, Portugal and France. Sometimes we build up to big matches, we anticipate big matches only for the matches to disappoint. We've seen it a lot in the English Premier League. Man City, Liverpool, so much attacking prowess on both sides, and they then serve us the ball first and play out a goalless draw. We feared this may happen, or this might have happened yesterday, but nothing like that. Portugal and France served us a thriller. Cristiano Ronaldo, a couple of penalties. Karim Benzema also a couple of goals for him as well, including one penalty. And in the end, maybe 2-2 was a fair result. But you have to say it was a much improved performance by the Portuguese, and they showed us yesterday that they're not just about defending. They can actually play football, like Body said he wanted to see yesterday, and we did see them come out a little bit out of their shells yesterday, and of course they played some football and served us a very good match.
And you wonder why Fernando Santos is always scared to, because we've said it many times. We said it before the start of the competition that Portugal have players that can play on the front foot, players that can take the game to the opponents. So he decided to give them, maybe loosen up the leash a little bit and give them the rein to go forward as much as they wanted. He made changes as well to that team as well. There was no place for William Carvalho. Renato Sanchez started in midfield as well, so he didn't go for that double block in the defense. Tried to be a bit
there was a bit of mobility with Renato Sanchez. Also, maybe a bit of a surprise that he didn't start Bruno Fernandes, brought in Jean Moutinho instead of Fernandes.
Fernandes has had a poor competition, let's not lie. He had a good
Ronaldo
season.
Ronaldo is not giving him the penalties, maybe.
See, I will save that for a later show. All I will say is it was a good performance from Portugal. I think the fact that the Portuguese came out to play made the game quite interesting, and of course we know what the French are about as well, given the guys that they have going forward. I've still been a bit disappointed with Kylian Mbappe in the competition, but the goals are just not coming. I think he's having a fairly decent competition. The goals are just not coming, and good to see Karim Benzema back amongst the goals again. But like you said, a fair result for both teams. They deserve to go through.
And then how do Portugal play the competition moving forward? They play Belgium, I believe, in the next round. And do we expect to see the double block return, William Carvalho and Danilo playing in that position? Or maybe this is the way to go for them moving forward. Renato Sanchez, Jean Moutinho are guys that are more creative than the guys that they had been using in previous matches.
More look at the performance last night. That should be the way forward for Portugal. And they play a Belgium side who do not know how to defend.
They don't defend well.
They don't defend well. So the more creative players on the side of the Portuguese would actually give them that extra edge in terms of breaking down the Belgium defense. And I do feel that game Belgium will be the team to want to try to defend, because I think to a large extent they would want to show Portugal some level of respect, and that might play into the Portuguese.
Does not agree. I think he's smiling.
No, serious. Why does
the Portuguese are a difficult thing to predict? They are slighting.
The reason why I've said this is this: they know when it comes to defending. The Portugal side have more quality in defense than the Belgians. So when it comes to breaking down the Portuguese as well, as much as we've rated Belgium in this competition, I do not think they've really lived up to expectation, and Portugal will end up being maybe the top side, the first top side will play in this competition, left to me. And because of that, I do feel Portugal should just approach the game more offensively.
We'll definitely be talking more about Portugal-Belgium in subsequent editions, but let's just quickly round up all the action from yesterday. And France, you mentioned you've been disappointed in, maybe not disappointed per se, but disappointed in the fact that he hasn't actually got himself on the score sheet so far in this competition. Overall, though, the French, they came into this tournament as everyone's favorite. Everyone talked about the quality of their squad, all-round quality, defense, midfield, and attack. But we really haven't seen the best from this French team. So obviously, like Portugal, they also have to improve moving forward, else they may meet a team that will take them out somewhere down the line in this competition.
Absolutely, especially all around actually. Like you said, the attack, the defense as well. We saw the way the Hungarians got past them and then giving away weird penalties against the French. as well against the Portuguese as well yesterday. And then that attack, like I said, I've not been happy with the way Kylian Mbappe hasn't scored yet. But he's having a decent tournament, like I said. But again, there's a bit of disconnect in that attacking. There's no cohesion. They don't look like they've blended properly in that attacking side of things, and that's something that they have to sort out at the end of the day. But generally, I think the midfield is quite good. Pogba and Kante, good combination. Pogba having a great tournament. If you ask me.
Really?
He's having a decent tournament.
I'm not sure I agree with Pogba having a good tournament.
I don't know what anybody
we'll leave that. We'll leave that. Of course, I will round up all the round of 16 matches very, very shortly. Remember, you can always reach us on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. Let us know what you think about all those wonderful matches that were contested yesterday night. One final word before we move on to Germany, but they has to be reserved for that man, that Cristiano Ronaldo. 109 international goals for the great man, and like I said in the morning, for all of you shouting penaldo, tapindo, the man has scored just 14 penalties in international football. So that means 109 minus 14 is what? 85 non-penalty goals for the great man. Although some other detractors will argue that 6 of them were against Andorra and Luxembourg. We don't care. 109 goals for Cristiano Ronaldo. Lewandowski plays against Luxembourg and Andorra. He doesn't score all those goals. The man deserves all the credit and all the accolades that he gets.
Yes, it does. And unfortunately, time is running out in terms of his career. And a lot of people have said,
whether time runs out or not, he's had a very, very
what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people have said, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Haaland, they fit the shoes to take over from Cristiano Ronaldo. But we've all seen that Cristiano Ronaldo is just a phenomenon, and it will be very, very difficult to shatter some of the records he's created already. What a man.
All right, let's talk about Germany now. We didn't think it was going to be any problems for the Germans. We're playing Hungary in Munich. Should be straightforward, but the Germans made hard work of it, and we're going out of the competition up until Leon Goretzka scored that equalizer for them. And Germany really have blown out hot and cold in this competition, haven't they?
Absolutely. I thought they would get some momentum from
the victory over Portugal.
Exactly. They were really good against Portugal, just blew them away, and then against Hungary, that you expected them to. But I think maybe the changes made as well possibly did that, but it was just one change, if I'm not mistaken. Just Leroy Sané for Thomas Muller, who is injured, was more or less the same team. But then again, we did say here that the Hungarians can be very dangerous as well, especially in the wide areas. Nego and Fiola in the wide areas, and given that the Germans were playing with wing backs, there were spaces in those areas for those guys to operate. And but kudos to the Germans, they showed their quality at the end of the day. Kai Havertz with the header scored 2 tap-ins. Maybe it's the new tapindo.
He's always been a tapindo or tap-ins.
And then a very, really good goal from Leon Goretzka. But again, like we've said before, the Germans are a tournament team. They get to the knockout stage and they take it from there.
And if it's England in the next round, so what an intriguing affair that should be at Wembley. And just a word or two for the Hungarians. When we saw this group, we were laughing at them. We thought they were going to be blown away. They were blown away in their first match by Portugal, 3 goals to nothing. But that result actually flattered the Portuguese. But to get draws against France and Germany shows the heart and the spirit of this Hungarian team. They're out of the tournament, but they definitely were one of the teams that really kept us very entertained. Maybe not by their football, but by the resolve and the resistance they showed in their 2 matches.
I was pretty surprised. The game against Portugal, they pushed Portugal all the way. And when you look at the game against France as well, at some point in that game they did dominate, and it was looking like, okay, this was one game, maybe the first upset of the competition. Eventually they played out a draw, and yesterday's game, it was how they went about the game. They didn't show Germany any respect. They just went ahead and ensured that they did what they had to do. Maybe with a bit more quality in that side, they could have possibly shocked the Germans yesterday.
Anyway, well done to Hungary. Unfortunately, they are back in Budapest as we speak. The teams moving into the round of 16. Let's give you the fixtures. Belgium against Portugal. What a match that promises to be. Italy against Austria. France against Switzerland. Croatia will take on Spain. Sweden against Ukraine. England against Germany. And Netherlands against the Czech Republic. Wales will take on Denmark. We'll talk about all these matches in more detail on tomorrow's edition of Road to Wembley with SunTrust Bank. The knockouts are here. And the Euros, no more mistakes, no more messing about. If you make one mistake, you will be finding yourself going out of the tournament. So really hotting up across all the venues at Euro 2020. Let's take another word from our proud sponsor, Suntrust Bank. When we come back, we'll move on to the trivia of the day and announce our Suntrust Bank fan of the week. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Yes, so welcome back to ROAD to Wembley with Suntrust Bank. The rest of the show will be dedicated to you. We have a couple of announcements to make. The first is the winner of yesterday's trivia. We had two winners. We had three winners, I think, but we struck out the name of Uche from Agboju because his own is becoming too much.
Only God knows who gives him expo.
Yeah. But did you know that? Are you sure you're not calling that? Or maybe he's watching Facebook. And it's possible. Probably hearing when we're discussing that. Maybe that's what he does. Anyway, so you're live on Facebook at Inspiration FM 92.3, so you can go ahead to have a look at what exactly Anthony and Bode look like, and myself, obviously. Anyway, so the winner of yesterday's trivia is Sean from Opik. Finally, Sean wins something. So Sean, if you're listening, send us your Suntrust Bank account number and you'll have it topped up with some decent money. And we should also announce that we're still expecting Paul from Apapa, the winner, from Monday, to send us his own Suntrust Bank account number so that we can, of course, fulfill our promise. But we need you to help us to do that. So, Paul, if you're listening, also, you are the winner on Monday. Send us your account number, and of course, I will get you your cash. We're going to take some WhatsApp messages very shortly. But before that, let me give the question of the day so that you guys can prepare before I open the phone line. So, the question for today's trivia is: who scored the fastest goal in the history of the European Championship? Who scored the fastest ever goal in the history of the European Championship? I'll go to WhatsApp now and read some messages. Lots of comments are coming through. This one here, Kennedy from Ikorodu says Portugal most certainly didn't deserve to go through. They needed penalties, and Hungary were really unlucky. Their loss to Portugal was a fluke. Anyways, Portugal are going home in the next round. Even with 10 Ronaldos, they will still get knocked out. Okay, thank you very much. Good morning, Larry and Anthony and Bode. I hope you're safe. Congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo on his record. Wow, what trading games Group F served us last night. The group standings kept on changing till the end. It was dramatic for La Roja, that's the Spanish national team. The combination of Rodri and Koke only provides still. Thus, it was obvious they still needed Busquets to provide stability and creativity. That he did. Congrats to Spain. The knockout pairings are quite mouth-watering too. Uche from Agboju, thank you very much. Renato Sanchez to start against Belgium to shackle Kevin De Bruyne. No place for Bruno Fernandes. He's too static off the ball and doesn't play well in big games, even in the EPL. Hoping Semedo will defend sensibly against Portugal. Good to go. That's John Bull from Surulere. This one here is Maisa of the Czech Republic. That's Michael from Afolabi trying to answer the question on WhatsApp. He says, I have repented and I want to be chosen as the Suntrust Bank fan of the week. Please choose me. I am not a threat to you guys anymore. Thank you very much. Maybe next week, because this week's winner has already been chosen, and unfortunately we struck out your name and because you asked us to do just that. This one here, good morning guys. Oluwafemi Festus from the Butemeta. He says, that penalty against Portugal was not worth it at all. I think it's the end of the road for Germany and Portugal, as Spain wants to be disguising by beating Slovakia by 5-0. Round of 16 is their last bus stop. He says, let me grab my popcorn and let the games begin. Let's move on now. Another message here from what's your name now? Olalikon. He says, please, who won yesterday's questions? I just announced it. Shown from Opik. Anyway, a Suntrust Bank fan of the week. Time for the announcement. We had multiple entries, again over 100 entries. All of you wanting to be our fan of the week, but unfortunately, we can only choose one. And Anthony, the winner for this week is Oluwafemi Festus from Sorry?
Where is that tambourine?
Yeah, this is, I don't know where it's from. Okay, there you go. Festus from Butemeta will be joining us on Saturday live on Road to Wembley with Suntrust Bank. And not only will he be analyzing and showing off his skills like Oluwatosin Anthony did. Interesting. Oluwatosin Anthony, Oluwafemi Festus. So maybe the trick to winning the Suntrust Bank of the week is just one one English name. So well done to you. Of course, we'll also be going away with some goodies from Suntrust Bank.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.